The Mandalorian Amban Phase Pulse Blaster, whoa, is here. It's here now. I got mine already. Let's take a look. Hey everybody, welcome to the Dano channel. I am Dano, and I've got my new Nerf Limited Star Wars Mandalorian Amban Phase Pulse Blaster Rifle. I got mine on Amazon. That's quite the celebration. Listen to you, you got all... You're going... You know what? We're gonna let him do his thing.
Many hours later.
Oh, everybody wants to have their say, right? Do your thing, guys. Do your thing. Everyone's... Oh, Chopper 2? Yeah. Great. Thanks for singing this in. We've got our Amban Phase Pulse Blaster from Nerf. I bought it on Amazon. It cost me... Oh, yeah, BBH? He loves it because it's, you know, Mandalorian, Bounty Hunter. Come on. You know, $125 on Amazon, plus tax, I believe is what the price was. And it was delivered to me, to my house, in this box. Now, part of the selling point of this whole Nerf Limited thing is the box. It's a really cool blaster, right? It does a lot of cool things. But part of the selling points is this cool fancy box. Now, when I got mine, it had those white delivery stickers on it. There's also another little thing here. I already ripped it off. I've already opened it. I've already played with it. I actually took it in my backyard to blast some Jawas. But I wanted to talk to you about this real quick and kind of give you my review, my thoughts, my is it worth it kind of assessment on this $125 Nerf blaster. Easily the most expensive Nerf thing I own. And I own actually quite a few Star Wars Nerf guns. But just look at this butt. Would you look at that? Whoa, I knocked my lightsaber over. It's official. It was off camera, but it was official. Take a look. The box is glorious. Just look at that artwork. You've got all kinds of cool stuff going on there. You've got mud horns. You've got fancy filigree. It's all kinds of neatness. Beautiful, beautiful artwork. You can see Mando there. You can see the cool Nerf logo. Again, the mud horns are back. Lots of really cool stuff on the front. Now, of course, the back...
Then unlatch your safety restraints by pressing the release button on your left. Make sure you have all your personal belongings as you exit. Thank you for flying Star Tours. Bye-bye.
Okay, it's been 2 minutes. Everyone's doing their thing. Okay. Is that right? And of course, BBH, you got something to say? No, we're good? I'm going to start talking and then he's good to go. So, if you want to take a look at this side of the box, there's all the features. You've got the little prong fork beginning there. Every single one. You've got your prong fork at the beginning. It just kind of goes over the beautiful features of this gun. And man, what a presentation this thing is. What a beautiful presentation. But you may notice here, they wrote in marker on my box because I ordered it on Amazon. They wrote in marker on this beautiful collector's box. And one little thing that I will say is a complaint. When opening it, I ended up ripping the box down here. Part of it I ended up ripping just because it was kind of hard to open. I got a little impatient. And when I was trying to get the gun out, it... oh, look at that inside flap. That's beautiful. That is so beautiful. You got Mando doing his thing. I'm going to knock everything over in the whole world. But it's gorgeous. It's beautiful art. And I have to tell you guys, when you're opening that box, be patient. Know that you need to get your X-Acto knife ready. Break the tape. Make it look good, clean. Be patient and take the whole box apart when getting out. Because when you get this gun out, it is very, very difficult. Very difficult. Blaster, I should say. They're not Nerf guns. They're Nerf blasters. But very difficult.
Please remain seated until the captain is open.
No, I'm turning you off, buddy. But this is it. This thing is huge. It's 1-to-1 scale. It makes noises. Yeah, you guys like those noises? See that? Pops open. I could take my dart. It comes with 10 of these. 10 of these little Nerf darts, right? Pop one in, and I pop it. You hear that? Clunk, clunk. And I'm locked in. I'm locked and loaded now. Now what happens if I fire? Now I'm like literally in the corner. I'm gonna fire it up and see what happens right here. You ready for this? You ready for this? Oh! Okay. Well, that was a close one. That was very much a close one. But just take a look at this paint job. It's Nerf. I understand it's Nerf. The white paint job isn't great. If you look behind me back here, see this right here? This is the Rubies. This one right here is the Rubies costume version from Halloween that I picked up over a year ago. And it was similar colors, white, and it just didn't look right. So I painted it. I got the airbrush out and I painted that one, and it looks pretty good for my standards. I'm going to have to do the same to this. Now, the hard part about this is it's got this Star Wars logo. So I don't know, do I take the time to sand that down? Who knows? But if you look close, take a look. You can see that they did put some weathering on some of these edges. There's some weathering there on the grays. They put a little silver there to make it look like it was dinged up. See that? But you may notice that the applications of it aren't great. They're fine, I guess, but it's really not like the best. Now, what is nice is the texture on this stock back here. It's kind of got a wood grain to it, a little faux metal thing in there. But I like the wood grain with the dings and everything. That actually makes it really, really cool, like feeling. The gold, this like gold foil stuff, whenever I get to painting this, I'm going to have to mask those off and cover those up because I want to keep that gold. That gold is really cool. You can see it in a couple places on here. They actually did a really good job with that gold. You see it's very, very shiny. You see there's some of it right up here as well. Very cool. Now, let's talk features, right? Let's talk features. What does the back of the box say as far as features go? Okay, so the back of the box mentions a breech load, which is how you load it. You saw me cock it open, and then it pops open, so it breaches it, and then you load it, right? Electronic scope with illuminated lens. We're going to get into that shortly, right? Forked ion prod bayonet, which you saw the forked prod at the beginning. And then it says 10 darts, and then a bunch of stuff in Mandoa on the side, which I guess I'll have to translate at another time, but it's on screen now, so if you guys want to translate it, let me know in the comments what that thing says. But those are the main features according to the back of the box. Now, I did want to check with HasbroPulse.com to see what they have to say about it, and they say this is 50.25 inches long. This is the longest Nerf blaster ever done. Doing this blaster justice starts with getting the sculpt and deco right, which I'm going to say I think they got the sculpt perfect, minus the Star Wars logo, but I get it. They have to have the Star Wars logo, and they got to have it say Nerf, Star Wars, Nerf. That's fine. Otherwise, I think it's really, really well done. This says designed at 1:1 scale with the details inspired directly from Mandalorian series. Our team spent months in development making sure we got the look just right for Mandalorian and Nerf fans alike. True to show, wood textured stock with inlaid bracket. That's this little bracket right here. I actually really like that. I think that's a really cool feature that looks very, very nice. Now you'll notice in the picture on HasbroPulse.com, it's a bit darker than what we have in real life. I'm going to kind of cover my face so it focuses on this. The picture on Hasbro.com is a bit darker than what this actually looks like. And on Hasbro.com, a lot of those scrapes and marks are colored in with like a light white color. And so that did not happen in the final version. Inspired gold-colored vacuum metallicized details. That it does have. So those are probably vacuum-formed little details that they've got on there with the metal. And I actually really, really think they did that well. That's really cool. Yeah, you're ready to rate this thing sad? I'm not ready to rate this thing sad. Not quite yet. We saw it fired decently, and it came down. There's a dart down there somewhere. We get 10 of those darts, which is cool. What's the last little stat here? Incredible 50.25 inches long from the stock to the scorched deco prongs. Okay, I like that it's orange. It's got the deco on there. Maybe you guys can see a little bit better there. Some detailed shots you guys can see. That looks cool and all, but I think part of the appeal of this blaster in particular is that silver look. That's what we know when we see Mando, right? Is that silver rifle, these silver prongs. When you look back at the Boba Fett cartoon from the Star Wars Holiday Special, which is what inspired this whole rifle. That's where it's from. It's from the Holiday Special. It wasn't like this. This is not. The color scheme on this is not correct. Other than the wooden bottom, I'm going to end up repainting all of this. You can see the one again on my wall is definitely much darker. This one right here. Anything else they have in the description? Electronic features. Okay, so this. Boy, I don't want to be sad on this thing already, but for $125, I'm going to tell you this. What's on screen right now, the electronic features, where it says sound has always been a critical piece of the Star Wars universe. So we made it to capture 8 unique sounds from the loading to the blasting. All right, listening to the blaster charge up every time you load and prime. Come on. That's a cool sound. I think that's awesome, right? Okay. And the sound of it shooting sounds really good, too. Locate your target with the LED illuminated scope. Ooh. Sad. I'm going to agree with you on this. The scope is sad. Take a look at this close-up of what it looks like to view down the scope. You can't see anything clearly through this scope. It just looks blurry. I don't know if it's because the plastic is too thick, but no matter which side I look through... Yeah, dude, not rad at all. Oh my god, Chopper, everybody has something to say. Yeah, you're not going to shoot anybody with this scope. The scope does nothing. It lights up. I shouldn't say nothing. It does light up, and you can see what it looks like when it's lit up, and that's cool and all. But don't expect to actually see anything clearly through that scope. It just doesn't. It just doesn't, and it's not great. Yeah, so it says locate your target with the LED illuminated scope with targeting reticle, and hear the series accurate blasting power of the Amban Phase Pulse Blaster. Sounds cool. It's a ricochet shot. One that kind of stopped. Yeah. And then lastly, what do they put here? It's Nerf or nothing. It's not a Nerf blaster without dart blasting. And this comes with 10 silver-colored Nerf Elite darts inspired by the rounds used by Mandalorian. The breech spring action for quicker reload times in a pinch is as close to screen accurate as possible, so you can recreate classic encounters with friends and foes or Jawas. Now that is right up my alley. So a little later in this video, I'm going to take this thing out to my backyard and we're going to blast some Jawas and see how that goes. See how accurate this thing is at long range? See how close I have to get to actually hit the Jawas? Because it's a Nerf gun. They're Nerf darts. It's not real bullets. The scope doesn't really work. So I'm going to tell you right now, already for $125, I'm feeling iffy on this thing. A, they shipped it to me in the actual collectible box. Sad. You're right. That's a mark for sad. B, the scope doesn't really work. It's cool. It actually does light up when you hit there's a button here that'll make it light up. It does light up like it says. But you can't use the scope, so that's like null and mute at this point. It doesn't matter. This is just, it's, you know, yeah. Thank you, Brad. It's not rad, not at all. Chopper and BBH. Yep. No, there's no. It's not great. It's not great so far. The color scheme, while cool, I mean, I feel like the best part about this so far is the sculpt minus the logos is dead on. This sculpt is impeccable. It's like perfect. So I wouldn't say, well, I can't say perfect if it's got the Nerf and Star Wars logos on it. Otherwise, this thing is great. It just needs a better paint job. A more realistic paint job for $125, I would hope. But I can do that myself. I'm a talented individual. I know how to paint. I'll do it myself. That's fine. But after what I just showed you on Hasbro Pulse is this next part that says display packaging. Clear out some space. This is upsetting. Because with the longest Nerf blaster ever comes some especially big packaging. 53 inches long to be exact. This blaster deserves to be shown off, so we made sure it comes fully assembled in beautiful premium packaging, which they shipped it in. Detailed with gold foil treatment, embossing, custom illustrations, and a display panel, you might never want to take this blaster out. I don't know what they mean by display panel, other than when you lift it up, you could see Mando holding the rifle, and this is on display inside. But the fact that they shipped it in this carton, I had to peel the sticker off myself. There's marker written on it. Well, that's sad for sure, dude. That puts it in the sad camp for me. But I don't know whose mistake that was. Was that Hasbro's mistake when they sent the bulk shipment to Amazon warehouses? Or was that Amazon's mistake for not putting it in another box? The weird part about that to me is that Amazon loves to put things in bigger boxes. They always do. I'll order yeah, it's ridiculous. I'll order something for the office that's like this big, and it'll come in a box like this big. If thumbs up if you had the same experience with Amazon. So it's weird to me that this time Amazon decided, no, this is fine, we'll ship it as is, which around Christmas time packages get stolen. You know, let's say from October until probably mid-January is high package porch napping thievery going on. So weird choice to ship it in the box that clearly says Star Wars, Mandalorian, Amban Face Pulse Rifle, Nerf Limited. And it came banged up. I mean, it banged up my box when it arrived. So if you're going to make the display packaging, as it says on Hasbro Pulse, a selling point, as is it's Nerf or nothing, electronic features, premium deco, we're not doing hot so far. We're not doing hot so far. Now, this does require 2 AAA batteries. Eyewear recommended. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I guess for safety, if you're going to be shooting at each other, don't shoot each other in the eye. Ages 8 and up, avoid eye injury. Again, they really don't want anybody getting hit in the eye. And it's got a choking hazard. So far, I'm going to be perfectly honest, this thing is sad. This is not rad. In my little rating system, this is on the sad side for the price. If this was $35, I'd be like, I don't care that the packaging was messed up. I don't care that it's not painted right. It's still cool and it's worth it. $35, that's a lot for a Nerf blaster. I guess that's kind of the higher end of Nerf blasters, like $35, $40. Which this is a higher end blaster, I'd be happy to pay that. But for $125.99, this had better be a pretty accurate blaster. So let's take it out in the backyard and see how it does. Alright, so here's the deal. I'm going to fire off 10 of these things. I'm going to try to hit those Jawas back there. But it's only fair that I do it while wearing a Boba Fett helmet, right? I don't have Mando's helmet, so we're going to do what we can. So you ready? Let's see how this goes. Oh, too hard. Okay, only got a couple shots left. The helmet's got to go. Alright, now we got a couple shots. I can see a little bit better, but again, this scope doesn't exactly work. So, we will see what happens on these next couple shots. I haven't hit one yet. Oof, that one flew way far off. I've got 2 more shots. Can I do it? This thing is not very accurate, but again, I can't see down the whole scope. So, okay, you ready? Is it locked in? I think it is locked in. Nope. Oh man, this was not going good. As you can tell, I couldn't even hit one Jawa from way back there, so I had to move a bit closer and I don't know, cheat. It's kind of weird because it's a rifle, but at the same time, I understand it's Nerf. I understand it's plastic. It's not going to be like perfect aim every time, and the scope doesn't work. But either way, we're already leaning towards pretty sad. And oh, I gotta mention, my Jawas are this big, so it is definitely a small, hard target to hit no matter what. So you add the randomness of Nerf, I get it. But let's move a little closer and see what happens next.
Okay, so I'm thinking the only solution here is to actually just move a bit closer. I've got all my darts here lined up. Let's get ready. Let's see if we can take out these dang Jawas. Ready? Oof. Oof, wild shot. Oh, so close. Oof. This is not working out. This is not working out the way I wanted to at all. Okay, let's make this one count. Nope. Sad. Alright, I am very, very close. Let's see how well this does. I'm just a few feet away. Oof. Right out of his hands. Oh, so close. Oh, no. I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer. Dang it. Got him! Finally! I finally got him. Let's see that other replay. Got him! Got another one. We got one more shot. Now, guys, I do want to show you exactly how close I am. Two rifle lengths away is how close I had to be to accurately hit one of those Jawas. Now, given these bullets are small, and the Jawas are also very small, but I had to get very close and very lucky to knock those things down.
Wow. Yeah, so this thing is not... Yeah, no, dude, it is not very accurate at all. The packaging was messed up. The paint could use some... I just wish it was painted more realistic. I love the gold features. I love the look of it. The sculpt is great. You know, the fact that it's 1-to-1 scale is really, really cool in my book. But overall, my rating on this thing, it's going to be sad. Every time, it's going to be sad. Yep. No, you nailed it, dude. Oh, everybody agrees. Okay. No, that's fair. Yeah, it's sad. If you want to keep your pre-order open, I suggest either contacting Amazon or Hasbro, whoever you ordered it from, and telling them you want it shipped in another box. Can you put that box inside of another box? Definitely do that. I think pre-orders are popping back up here and there on Amazon. Right now, you can still pre-order on Hasbro Pulse, but if you can put that in the comments or something, saying, hey, I still want this, but ship it in another box, please. Do that. That's going to be good for you. But now that you've seen how inaccurate it is, you've seen what it is, for me it's sad. I want to know your rating. Is it sad? Is it rad still? It looks cool. I think it looks great. Or are you going to, did you pre-order it already? Are you going to keep your pre-order? Or you're like, nope, saw what I needed to see for 125 bucks. This ain't it, guys. For 125 bucks, this ain't it. Because that's kind of how I feel. I feel like 40 bucks is probably the fairest price for how well it performs and for what it is and what it does, okay? I feel like 40 bucks is good. The fact that it's big and it's gigantic, the biggest blaster they've ever made, I'd cough up an extra 20 for that. Yeah, I would pay 60 bucks for this and feel comfortable. And I'd be like, that's an expensive old Nerf blaster. But for $125.99, a box that got written on with marker, arrived dinged up and left on my porch for anyone to take, and the fact that this doesn't work very good and is not film or screen accurate in color, that's a sad from me. It's a sad from me. Which is, Brad, I know, and it's rare. That rarely happens. It rarely... Everybody, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, don't be a moof milker. Be the spark.